Hello, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing an ETF overview video. Why do we look at the ETFs? We like to see what's going on with the major indices. What sectors, what industry sectors are strong? Maybe we should look at some stocks in those groups, right? And what sectors are weak? Areas to avoid. Both foundations are really important for us. So here we go. By the way, this is sorted alphabetically. Robotics and artificial intelligence. BOTZ's picking up a little bit. There's no really clean entry on it, though, at this point in time. But it's acting fine. It's acting fine. Cloud computing's acting just fine. I'm going to change this to the weekly, excuse me. Now we're set. Go back here. There we go. Robotics. Continue onwards. And you can see cloud computing's hanging in fine. Looks fine. It's trending up. What does that tell us? Well, maybe look at some cloud computing stocks. We don't have to overthink it, and I love that. What does this tell us? Stay away from commodities. See the power here? Oh, maybe I should look into some cloud computing stocks, right? That doesn't look too bad. I'm definitely staying away from commodities. The Dow Diamonds. Diamonds don't look too bad. What does this say? The Dow 30's acting okay. What's the next one here? This is Dow Jones Internet, and it's acting okay too. Technology related. Okay, fine. We like that. IBD 50's improved. What does that tell us? Well, things are improving a little bit, right? Isn't that nice? That's connecting the dots. Let's continue onwards here. The FANG stocks, acting fine, all right? This is a triple leverage. I'm just pointing out. What does this tell us? That FANG stocks are acting good. But I'll share something else with you. Long before there was the FANG, there was the MAXLIST. The MAXLIST stocks, and we are heavy in MAXLIST stocks. And it was telling us to, and we have been for a while. Saw the other video. Here we go. First Trust Dorsey Wright. This is also picking up technology related. Good to see. China. China's still lagging here. What does this tell us? Be careful with Chinese stocks at this point in time. Gold miners lagging. Look. Here's the daily. Here's the weekly. Just stay away from the gold miners. Don't, oh, maybe this is the bound. Why play the maybe game? Why don't we look for strength? Because strength normally begets strength. Okay? Just make it easier. Continue onwards. Gold lagging, leave it alone. Biotechnology lagging, leave it alone. Oil and gas picking up a little bit. A little bit. Not a lot of power there, though. But it's improving just a little bit. Good to remember. Software and technology. Look at the nice trend here on the weekly and on the daily. What does that tell us? Well, not a bad place to be. Yeah, we're involved with that group. Okay? Medicine, it's acting okay. It's a little, here's a valuable lesson. Runs up and drops like a rock. Runs up, forms a tail bar and drops. Runs up and drops like a rock. Runs up, forms a tail bar and drops. Runs up, closes okay, gaps down the next day. It's telling us, be careful with medical stocks. That's good to know. There's power in knowing what to do and areas to look into and areas to avoid. Mid-cap's acting a little bit better. Shows the rally spreading out. Aerospace and defense is acting good. You could punch up ITA and say, what are the top 10 holdings? And you may find something of interest in there. How about that? There you go. I think that, for me personally, that is a great power tactic. And I've used it for a long time. It works. Home construction. Look at this trend. Isn't this beautiful? Look at the weekly. Do we own home construction stocks? We own at least 4, if not 5 of them. And they've been trending for us. And it's not because we're so smart. It's the idea of letting the index ETFs tell us where to go. And we get in line with it. Ooh, that helps us in trends paying. Growth. Growth is acting fine. S&P 500 growth, that's good to see. And it has been acting good for a while. And are we involved with growth? And I'm sure you are too. Small cap. Now watch this. There's the S&P growth, all right? And it's acting okay. Grinding up. Here's the Russell 2000. Small caps. It's okay. I'll go back here. Growth. Okay. 500 growth. Trending up. Going sideways. What does that say? And what has it said? Be careful with the small cap stocks. There we go. Continue onwards. Real estate's picking up a little bit, but tons of overhead. I'd be careful with that. Continue onward. Transport's been acting decent. Look at the chart. There you go. You could have been and still look into transport stocks. You could punch up IYT and find out their top 10 holdings. That's what we do. Airlines, let me see. I guess that's part of transportation, isn't it? There you go, connecting the dots. Regional banking lagging, leave it alone. Look at the difference here. Oh, this is kind of trending up nice. It's not doing nothing. Stay away. Leave it alone. Mid-cap acting a little bit better. Tells us the rally's spreading up. We like that. Oil services picking up a little bit, right? A little bit, getting a little bit better. Not a lot of volume, but it is improving. Something to look at. Pharmaceuticals are still choppy. They need drugs. Nothing there. That's dad humor for you. Software, dynamic software, another software ETF, acting better, acting good. Look at his software. NASDAQ 100. This is the one that owns a lot of the MAXLIST stock. Look what it's done and look what it's doing. Do we own a lot of MAXLIST stocks? Yes, and it's been telling us to. That's why I'm teaching this. I taught this for years at the IBD meetups, how to do this. And it's nothing fancy. It's simple and it's conceptually correct. Look for clean and simple base entries. Look for volume confirmation through there because it means other people see it. And ride trends. And always limit losses. Control risk. NASDAQ 100. A lot of the stocks, MAXLIST stocks. You can see there's a nice trend there. It's been leading. Check this out. Look at that strength. Are we involved with it? Yeah. And so, a lot of the VIPs are too. Retailing's hanging in there okay. That's good to see. Silver. What does that tell you? I mean, look at the difference here. Oh, retail's kind of trending up. Silver is tarnished. Okay, I had to say it. I'm sorry. All right. My kids would just shake their head. All right. Steel's picking up some. That's nice to see. Show the rally picking up. Semis are hanging in there, and they have for a while. Look at the weekly. Look at the lift. It has been strong. What does that tell you? Hey, maybe looking at some semi stocks. Spiders, S&P 500 is improving. That's good to see, isn't it? I like that. SSO, same situation. Says the rally is strong or spreading out. Solar. There's not a lot of power in solar. What does this tell you? Stay away from the solar stocks. It's that simple. Let's move on. TNA, small cap, it's okay. It's just okay. I showed you the other ones that are a lot stronger. Uranium, not so great. Leave it alone. Oil, what does this tell us? Look at the daily. There's nothing going on with it. Leave it alone. Done. Consumer discretionary is picking up. What is this telling you? Well, the consumer's been back. Has come back. They're buying. And you can see. And what have we done? Yeah, we bought some stock. There you go. It's nothing fancy. That's what I love. Aerospace and defense acting okay. Biotechnology. Flip that coin. What does this tell you? In 1 second, it says, again, I showed you another one earlier, IBB. Stay away from biotechnology stocks. Done. Home builders are acting okay. Do we own some home builders? We pointed out earlier. You bet we. Yeah, it's told us to. Look at the base. Look at the trend. It's told, hey, there's strength there. We should look at some home building stock. It was doing it. Watch this. And you don't have to wait till this to buy. You say, well, gosh, way back here, say, this is hanging in there. So most of the other ETFs are dropping, but this one's hanging in there. Maybe I should look into some home building stocks. This took off, and the home building stocks took off. There you go. Continue onwards. Materials. How do you build things? You need materials. Acting decent. That's good to see. Communications is acting okay. XLC, technology related. Energy's lagging. I'd be careful with it. Isn't that great to know? Areas to look into, areas to avoid. Financials are starting to improve a little bit. Shows the rally's improving. Industrials are picking up a little bit. That's good to see. Technology. Like to see technology lift. We've been involved with technology for a while, and it's still acting okay. It's fine. Nothing fancy. That's what I love. Consumer staples, pretty lagging here. There's not a lot of power with that. I mean, look at the difference. Well, that's kind of trending up the moving averages in there, Pat. You know what? That really ain't doing too much here. Coming up to the fallen 50-day. Until that starts showing some real power, I'd be careful with consumer staples. Healthcare's a little choppy here, nothing really special. Consumer discretionary. Look at the difference. Consumer staples, they're not really interested in that. But discretionary, consumer discretionary, they're buying. Disposable income. You can punch up XLY. You could have punched up XLY back here and found out what their top 10 holdings were, and it could have guided you to make some potential winners and money. Metals and mining's acting decent. That's good to see. Oil and gas, it's okay. Retail, that's acting fine too. Software, it's acted okay for a while. Yeah, we're involved with software. It was telling us to. We own Apple from down lower, and it's working great, just trending. This is a valuable lesson for everybody. This is the weekly. Note the trend. Note the trend here. Trends pay more than all the decisions that you'll make. So what could be a potential entry? Taking out the highs of this bar. Would that be aggressive? Yes, it would be aggressive. Why do I say that? It's not a clean and simple flat base. It would be more of an add-on, taking out the tops right here above 192, 193.90. That's what you'd be looking for. But I stress, that is an add-on, not a base breakout. It's too extended from the base breakout. Either way, just to wrap these things in a little bit better, this is why we look at weekly charts. There you go. We had an entry down there. And look at the trend. Trends pay. Continue onwards. Amazon's basing here. Now look at this top. You know, it backed off a little bit here, okay? Those are fairly clean tops. But note, tail bar here, tail bar here, tail bar here. What does that tell us? It tells us that there's a seller up there, okay? Needs to take out the top of that bar, okay? Potential entry, but it would be aggressive. You could say, Pat, why do you say that? Well, as I stated, there's a tail bar here. It ran up and it was met with sellers. It ran up and it was met with sellers. It ran up and it was met with sellers. All right? There's sellers up there. It needs to take that out. There you go. Continue onwards. Bob is nothing. Look at the difference here. Here's Amazon. Oh, it's near the highs, maybe. Baba. Oh, gosh, there's nothing there. Don't overthink it. It's not there. Don't make something out of nothing. It's not there. Move on. BIDU, nothing. Move on. And you could say, why? That's pretty dang choppy. All right? Let it work. Give it time. Now, Google, on the other hand, I like this pattern right here. It bounced off the 50-day. If this could take out the highs of this bar, that could be a potential on Google. That's something worth watching. GOOGL. Continue onwards. Goldman Sachs, there's nothing there. Well, maybe it's going to be bounced. I want to go where there's already strength. All right? I don't want to be the first person to get into it. There's no power there at this time. Leave it alone. MasterCard, now this had pretty good volume come into this. Broke through a longer base. Inside bar. Potential entry would be an aggressive entry. Taking out the tops of this bar. Inside bar. Something to watch. Meta. We own Meta. Here's the weekly. Meta down in here and here, here. There you go. That's how money, that's how trends pay. I like this shelf that's forming here. You see this base here? And I'll draw this for you. Going across those bases, going across those tops could be a potential. That could be a new buy or an add-on. However, it's an extended base. All right, it's already made a pretty big move. Take that into consideration if buying. Continue onwards. Microsoft has been real good through here. Look at that long base. Look at the volume on that bar in the weekly. There's your trend, folks. That's how money is made. And it's working. Here it is on the daily. It's just trending nicely. Let it work. No real clean entry on it at this point in time, except if it takes out the highs of this bar. That could be a potential add-on buy on Microsoft. Wouldn't make it a new buy. Netflix is picking up again, forming a little cup here. See this base down here? Here's the cup and a handle on the daily. There it is. Cup, handle, lifts off. Look at the volume pickup. There you go. And there it is. And that's what you get. And trends pay. Let it work. We're in good shape. Is there an entry here? Well, take a look at the weekly. You can say, yeah, I see a little base forming here. I see it also on the daily. Here's the weekly again, daily. Something worth watching. NVDA has been good to us, and it's a good, it's a good trend. Let it work. Just let it work. There you go. I like the volume pickup here on right there, coming through there on Friday. So let's continue onwards here. We're about done. Tesla's still trending nicely. Look at the base down here. Do you see this? Look at that. There's a first entry down there. Here's the weekly. And look at the move. That's what we want. Down here and here. And it's trending nicely. We'll let it work. This, by the way, this gapped up. There we go. We got to get that last day in there for us, okay? Here we go. Almost back. Okay, now we're, look at Meta. Isn't that nice? Netflix, like the base. NVIDIA, good. Tesla, gapped up on news. Right there. There you go. What do you do? Yesterday was a half day, okay? And it had news. Good gap up, entry down here. I say this a lot, and I can't stress it. Good entries, clean and simple base entries. Look at the volume pickup on this bar. Look at this. I'll make this bigger for you. There it is. There you go. Train your eyes on that and say, this is the kind of stuff I'm going to do. I'm not going to do all kinds of other things. Focus on a few different patterns. Master them. Make them yours and say, this is what I'll do. And note the trend. In good shape, let it work. Nothing really to do with it here. And again, the gapped up. There you go on news. And it's working. Let her work. Trends pay. Chase and price would be bad. Visa's picking up. What's Visa's sister stock? MasterCard. Both of them look pretty good, don't they? There you go. We'll see what this can do.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.